Oh well, here we are, going to be playing some D3. And um, yeah, I guess I'm going to try to farm some primals. Just yesterday, I was trying to see how long it would take me to find a primal, a double primal actually, double drop with the Altar of Rights. And in 7 minutes, I actually found four of them. I had two of those double drops. That was pretty insane. I expected to spend at least, I don't know, 20 minutes, maybe half an hour on that. And instead it took, I don't know, something like 7 minutes. So pretty good. That's not to say that I'm gonna be finding a primal every 7 minutes. It's probably going to be quite rare, but you know, it's what you keep chasing in this game. Once you Once you've got the basic gear, I suppose, you start looking for that. And the best way to go about it is apparently to farm visions, which is what I am trying to do. But each of these guys, they've got something like a 1% chance to open a portal when they get killed. And yeah, 1% is not great. So obviously it might take a while to get a portal. Yesterday, as I was saying that, I got a portal in 89 kills, so very, very good. But today, I don't know, it doesn't look particularly promising. I've already cleared level 1 of Falls of Agony. I'm now in level 2 and no portal yet, so it's definitely not looking great. But I did find this to be a fairly relaxing activity, unlike other games. Okay, finally a portal. Unlike other games, this is something you can do for like 5 minutes, take a break, 5 more minutes or half an hour, take another break, that sort of stuff. Compare this to the usual, the average WoW raid, for example, where you kind of have to pay attention a bit, right? Now, of course, I did say that I'm farming primals, but legendaries matter, normal legendaries matter as well, because I'm using those to try to reroll a primal weapon. I'm trying to get the normal Von Kim Lao primal. This one is the crafted one, and I want to get the normal one so I can try to craft um, Traveler's Pledge instead. you can only equip one of those crafted primals, so that's the whole idea. I was saying that yesterday. I was going to talk about it a bit, but I stopped the stream because I thought it's worth having a short video, a 7-minute video showing dumb block with primals, right? I was starting to talk about it. Um, I've not been playing this in a very long time, quite a few years, really, since I think 2019 or so. And they have made a bunch of changes, mostly using the alter of rights thing. Changes I wasn't initially aware of. They were news to me, like the pets being able to pick up and automatically salvage normal items, then magic items and rares. You'll see that pet is going to pick them up, and you can see those scrolling bits of text there going like +1 veiled crystal, +1 whatever. So that's pretty good. Unfortunately, I think they didn't take it far enough. They should have had an option for normal legendaries as well, and for picking up gems, in my opinion at least. There is no real benefit to gameplay as far as I can tell from still doing all of that admin work, picking up 20 legendaries until your inventory is full, then you go to town to salvage them and so on and so forth. But just feels, I don't know, it feels boring and annoying, especially when you already know that they're worthless. Like, for example, this stuff, whatever it is, I don't care about it. It's getting salvaged. So I think they should have gone a bit further with it. Possibly using the same altar of rights system. But still, it's a vast improvement over what we used to have, where you had to pick up and salvage those blue and yellow items and normal items manually. So I don't know if I can complain about it too much. I mean, I can, I just don't know whether I should. Like, yeah, right now I filled my inventory with random stuff I picked up, and I think one of them might be worth checking, which is this one. The rest of them are going to get salvaged because they're not really useful for me. You can see I'm not even looking at most of them, at their stats, whether they're ancient or not, whether they're, I don't know, good or not. It's like, who cares? Because I know I'm not going to be using them. So that's what I mean when I say that they did not go far enough with this one. They could have done a better job here, in my opinion, but still, it is a major improvement over how things used to be. So, well, that first vision is over. No primates here, unfortunately. I think I was in level 2. Oh yeah, once the vision is active, as is the case here, for another 5 seconds, you can see the portal there. You can't spawn a second one, so I need to wait until it disappears before I start killing things once again, hoping for a new vision, right? Okay, there wouldn't be anything here. The so-called trick It's not much of a trick really, but the so-called trick is to try to go to densely populated areas, which is why I'm in Halls of Agony. Levels 1, 2, and 3 hold a decent amount of mobs, so they pose no challenge. They're like, you one-shot them once you've got your 6 set at least. With most normal mobs, I just run through them and they die. Okay, that was level 2. I'm gonna go and try level 3 as well. Another thing I think they should have changed is the whole legendary reroll system, rather the number of materials required, and I'll try to explain that in a moment. So, in order to reroll a legendary, giving you a chance to get an ancient or even a primal, you get to spend 50 forgotten souls that you get from salvaging other legendaries, and that number 50 seems quite steep. I think it should have been maybe reduced to something like 10, because when you look at this, crafting materials, bounty materials, I've got lots of these for rerolling, but Forgotten Souls, not so much. And, I've been running Visions and GR100 and whatever, so there's not really much else I could do to get Forgotten Souls. And 50 seems to be a bit too steep. 10 would be a far more reasonable number. There's no doubt in my mind that things have improved a lot since the last time I played this game, but all I'm saying is they could have been improved further without sacrificing much, because there's really very little value at a certain point in actually looking at random legendaries like this amulet, right? It could be ancient, whatever, who's gonna use it? So that's what I'm talking about. It could have been improved further, and I don't think anyone would have complained if they had a toggle to get the pets to pick up and salvage normal legendaries instead of forcing you to go to town for no particularly good reason from time to time just to salvage random crap that you're never gonna use, right? And yeah, it could be a toggle so that you could still pick up a normal legendary from time to time if you are just leveling early in the season or whatever. But oh hell, let's kill this guy, why not? And I'm gonna go and try to get another portal here in the Festering Woods just because there are usually loads of mobs. Yeah, there you go. But that's a really short vision, like just one level. The moment you see that single goblin, you know it's the end of the vision. Because when you kill it, it leaves that diabolical horde, and once you open it, you get the 30-second timer, and that's it. That's where the vision ends. Kind of meh, it's random. How many levels or portals you get in a vision? You could get down like 10 levels, or you could just have a single level like I had here. And in here, I'm just gonna wait for the timer. And 1 second before it ends, I'm gonna go back to Festering Woods just to save me the trouble of going back from the town. This area kind of sucks though. There are occasionally large groups of mobs, but more often than not, you have to travel quite a bit before you find them. So it's not exactly on the same level as Halls of Agony or others. Yeah, that was a really poor game. Only got 2 visions and one of them had a single level. So, kind of meh. Yeah, maybe just clear out the inventory before going any further. I've been sort of saving these rings so I can go and do the vault in gold find set instead of the normal set, just in case I need some extra gold. But I don't think that's going to be the case because I'm already at something like 6 billion. So another thing that has changed since the last time I played this is the follower or mercenary, whatever you want to call it. Now you've got these so-called emanates effects, the teal text there, so you can equip a bunch of items and you can get the benefit from those items, even though they're equipped on the mercenary and not you. So that's also pretty nice. A lot of things have been improved, but like I said, I don't think they went far enough. They could have gone much further without sacrificing anything in the process. For example, you could have had your pets picking up gems as well. I don't know what the benefit is of constantly having to click to pick up a couple of gems here and there. It's it's no big deal because with the emanates thing I was talking about, you equip this thing, the broken crown, on your follower, and you get double drops, as in 2 gems dropping instead of 1. So that's that helps you, let's say, cap the amount of gems fairly quickly. It's not really a cap, it's more like you get to have so many that you don't actually need to pick them up anymore. I'm not saying you're not going to pick them up, I'm saying you probably don't need to. And I'll show that the next time I go to town, the next time I open the stash. I've got a stupid amount of gems. I don't think I've had this many ever before. Back when I played this more competitively, shall we say. Because it's now what I would call a kind of a dead game. I don't know if they've even got, I don't know, 20,000 players left. They might, I wouldn't know, but I would be quite surprised if they did. Yeah, see what I mean with those two gems? It's not that it's difficult to click to pick them up, it's just that it feels kind of meh when it's just a couple of gems on the floor. It's different, of course, when you kill one of those goblins or maybe even a room full of goblins, because then you click once and you grab, like, I don't know, 50 gems or whatever. But, oh yeah, in the visions, you can also get these goblin rooms, exactly what I was talking about. In fact, yesterday I got two goblin rooms in a row. Like, I had a goblin room and on the next level another goblin room. Very interesting. You fill your materials part fairly quickly. The problem is, of course, that you need to have a build that will kill them in time before they decide to portal away. This build kind of sucks for it, to be honest. Sun Wukong would be so much better, but that one is fairly slow to get around with. Whereas this one with set bonus that makes you move faster for each stack of sweeping wind is obviously quite fast. And yeah, this the broken crown, as you can see, works for picking up, for dropping rather, gems. So you get a lot of them fairly quickly when you see the amount of flawless royal gems I have. Yeah, it's kind of funny. And the bad luck, this vision ends on this level. I could just hear the goblin. So I know he is on this level. A bit unfortunate, but that's how it goes with visions. You don't know how deep they go. If they had some sort of notification, it would be pretty good, like level 1 out of 10 or level 1 out of 5 or whatever, so you know whether it's even worth running around or whether you'd be better off just, you know, hmm, starting a new game or something. I don't think I've got time to make it out to. Oh, yeah, I did. Let's just wait in here for 10 seconds. Or no, actually, I will wait in here for 10 seconds. Right. I'm gonna go and try level 3. This one wasn't particularly good. Okay, new portal. Let's see, maybe I can get a bit luckier in here. Maybe not.
The storm breaks. We'll rip these boots to shreds.
Well, another goblin room, but this one is fairly small, so I should have time to kill them all, even with this build. I'm sure I saw goblins somewhere, but I don't know where the hell it went. Maybe it escaped. Like I said, this build is kind of shit when it comes to dealing with goblins, but it's pretty good for everything else.
carry anymore. I need to go back.
I'm gonna save these two things because I I don't know, considering making a GOD DH. One thing I hate is how they put these things here, the torches, and you get stuck in them when you're trying to run around like this all the time. You can barely see them when you've got 40 mobs there or whatever. It kind of feels like every time someone had a good idea, and they say it's a good idea, you know, the visions thing and all the other changes with the Altar of Rights, but it feels like someone in that company had a good idea. Someone else was like, yes, but how can we also make it utter shit? Like, oh, you need to kill a bunch of mobs in a small room, sure, but let's put in some torches that are going to block players from running to them or through them. That kind of stuff. It's kind of the same way with WoW, really. So, yeah, I think it's a company culture thing. Every time someone there has a good idea, they have to take it to the enshittification manager so he can make sure that it ends up being a bit shit at the same time. So it doesn't feel too good, too nice. I was in Halls of Agony level 3. Right, let's finish that and then we'll go and take a look at the stash, like I said. 14 seconds.
This fight is over.
Okay, another vision. Let's see, maybe this one ends up being a bit better, because the previous ones were not that impressive, to be fair. I mean, the goblin levels were nice, for sure, but the visions were kind of too short. They didn't go down far enough, deep enough, so
Your strength fails.
okay, we are already seeing the goblins, so this vision was pretty short as well. And if you don't know what I mean, the deeper you go into a vision, the more portals you take, the better the drop chances become, the better the loot becomes, and so on. So if you get a short vision, you're going to walk out without anything impressive, anything to show for it, really. So yeah, it's just RNG, whether you get a long vision or a really short one. It's kind of meh. And while some parts make sense with RNG, this one, I don't think it makes any sense, to be fair. Like, I think visions should be consistent, like have a fixed number of levels, 15 or whatever, and go as far down as you can. But this random bullshit when you have to run around, you don't know how many you'll get, right? And then you get maybe one vision in 3 levels, and that vision turns out to be 1 level deep. It, it kind of feels bad. Like I said, I think they've got someone in charge of, or rather had, because it's a dead game now. I think they had someone in charge of making sure that nothing feels particularly good in this game. So yeah, regarding the gems, you can see I've got 56 flawless royal emeralds, 49 diamonds, 36 rubies, 121 amethysts, 27 topaz, and you can convert them using that recipe in the cube. So it's not like, oh yeah, but you've got amethysts, they're not worth it, because you can use this to convert them to anything. So at this point, the only reason to even pick up gems for me is, maybe I get that super rare piece of jewelry that I have to reroll 100 times to get the desired properties on it, or rather property. Because other than that, it's not really worth the trouble, to be honest. I can hear a goblin somewhere. And another thing that has changed is whenever you take a shrine, you spawn a clone. It's pretty useful in some scenarios when you go to a Rift Guardian. This guy only lasts for, I think, 1 minute, but it hits like a truck, either with seven-sided strike or wave of light. So it pretty much deletes Rift Guardians at level 100 or something. So that again is pretty nice. Sadly, it only lasts for a minute, but 1 minute is usually enough for a Rift Guardian, if you're speed farming, that is. Because you don't want to waste too much time on that. You're going to go and do reasonable stuff like level 100, 110, no more. Don't usually have to wait this long for a vision, so don't know why I'm getting so unlucky today. Okay, we've got the first vision.
Brave beneath the endless tide. The storm
And yeah, that's a short one as well. We had a goblin here. Feels bad, man.
strength fails. A vicious strike. Your strength fails. The storm breaks. The storm breaks. ability is not yet recharged. Your strength fails.
Yeah, another short vision. Once again, I heard the goblin, so
The gods strike through me. Your flaws are revealed. Your strength fails. cannot carry more. I am returning to town.
Full inventory again. Might as well grab a legendary power for the cube, right?
Your flaws are revealed. This fight is over. I must lessen my burden. I am returning to town.
Now this one has been a pretty long vision. You can see the amount of items has been, wow, pretty impressive, let's put it that way. I think I'll keep that legendary shield for a Crusader. I don't know whether I'll ever bother with a Crusader, but if I decide to do that, it might come in handy.
Find more gold out there?
Your flaws are revealed.
Yeah, sadly we found the goblin, but then again the vision had been going on for a while, so it's not a huge surprise. We did get a long vision with quite a few drops, but no joy in terms of primals, not yet at least. Not unless they drop from here. And no, they did not. And I am at close to 1200 legendaries. I might as well re-roll something. Maybe try to get a primal Von Lao. If I can even find the bloody thing, I can't remember where I left re-rolling one, not this one. Should start with that one. But yeah, you can see close to 1200 of these here, and you'll notice re-rolling just burns through them pretty quickly because it takes 50. I'm not looking for an ancient one. I've got plenty of ancient ones. I'm looking for a primal, and obviously that's a 1 in 400 chances. And yeah, I don't have any more. So that's what I mean when I say that maybe they should have reduced the amount of Forgotten Souls required. We need to salvage a couple of primals in order to get 2 more rerolls for San Wukong. I'm trying to craft a primal San Wukong, hopefully with fire damage, 10 crit, 100 critical hit damage. And that takes a while. I think I've tried like about 1500 ashes. That's how many I used trying to get the right one, and it hasn't worked out. And after that, I also want to try to get the Traveler's Pledge, a well-crafted one. I've got a pretty good ancient one to be fair, but I also want the primal one, of course. Yeah, one thing that hasn't changed is where the bottleneck is, and that's with the Forgotten Souls. It was the same in the past, really, so they've not really addressed that part. It's kind of nasty. Another thing that they could have addressed is the entire delay system, and what I mean by that is like you could see that mob, you could see it was gonna spawn there, but it still took a few seconds until it spawned. It's the same in Adria's halls when you've got those little monsters crawling out of the walls. Like, I never liked that system. Just make them spawn instantly. No one wants to sit around and wait for 3-4 seconds until mobs finally spawn. It's kind of crap. And speaking of that, it's the same with the chests and whatnot, especially in the cow level. Like when you click on a chest, the drops should immediately appear on the floor. No one wants to stop and wait for gold to pop up in, I don't know, 10 seconds, or gems to take 20 seconds to pop out, or whatever. It's just, that's just lame. I am once again going to blame, this is what I mean, I am once again going to be blaming the enshittification manager at Microsoft that made sure that any good idea was first turned a bit into shit so that no one gets to enjoy anything. Don't remember whether there was any density in here. Probably not. Oh, but we did finally get a portal. I kind of felt like the game owed me another vision here. So that's why I went to Highlands. One strategy I considered using, but I've not done it yet, was to hunt for visions for the portal using this build, and then go to town and switch to San Wuko the moment the portal opens. And that seems to make a lot of sense because it's so much easier to just delete an entire level with Wave of Light instead of having to run around not knowing whether a monster is going to drop something or not, and so on. But once again, it feels like it's a bit too much to deal with. Just because you'd have to portal back to town and all that stuff. Hmm. I am kind of surprised that I didn't get a double primal drop yet. I kind of expected it to happen by now, but here we are.
The storm breaks.
Fine. I guess I will create another game because this one has been super boring. Not a lot of fun here. Bad visions overall, no primals, kind of crap.
Access to a wondrous artifact of old, and that's what you want to do with it. Very well. You're imaginative, aren't you? You have access to a wondrous artifact of old, and that's what you want to do with it. Very well. Small minds, small goals. I won't judge. Not your worst idea. Not quite.
There is some season journey thing, I can't remember what it's called, where you've got to extract a lot of powers. I forgot how many, so that's why I was doing that.
Your flaws are revealed. storm breaks. A vicious strike.
I'll be telling stories about that for a while.
Your flaws are
Always wanted to fight.
the storm breaks. Brave beneath the endless tide.
Evil wears no disguises here.
You are defeated. Break beneath the endless tide. Your strength fails. You are defeated. The gods strike through me. I cannot carry more. I need to go back. Feel the wrath of Yitar! Endless tide. Break beneath the endless tide. I can't carry anymore. I am returning to town.
Let's see what happens, shall we? Don't forget, luck always
That is
changes.
too expensive. Break beneath the endless tide. I must lessen my burden. I am returning to town.
Yeah, that's one thing you gotta check, that you've still got inventory space before you pull the trigger, before you open that chest. Otherwise, this sort of stuff can happen. I'm probably going to keep playing until I get the first legendary drop. Is this even good? I think I had a pair of ancient. Yeah, actually I do have a pair, so I don't need this. I might take a break, like I said, but oh wait, I finish exploring level 1. Kind of. Let's finish that. So I might take a break at some point, but yeah, I'm going to try to keep playing until I get the first primal drop. Another vision. This one was, I don't know, easy to find, I guess, or rather easy to trigger. Yeah, like I said, getting blocked in all of those torches, super annoying. You get stuck trying to run past them. Yeah, I fail to see what sort of value or entertainment that's supposed to provide. But then again, the company is now owned by Microsoft, and they're not exactly known for trying to keep people entertained or to be helpful. But you have to wonder, at least I have to wonder, how did these people, the ones who were in charge of making these decisions, hey, let's implement torches that players can get stuck into and so on. How did they get the job? Like, what's the catch? Do you like have to prove that you're a cunt in order to work in the gaming industry, or what? That sort of thing would just never cross my mind if I was, I don't know, if I worked as a game developer. It just wouldn't happen. I just wouldn't start thinking, hey, how can I piss off the player? It would be quite the opposite. I would maybe think about how I can make the whole thing feel better, how I can keep the player engaged, and so on. Whereas these guys, they seem to be very good at finding ways to annoy you. But then again, D3 was always just sort of a test bed for WoW ideas, as it were. So a lot of skills that were then introduced in retail WoW were initially implemented in Diablo 3. This served as sort of a development environment, depending on how players reacted to those ideas in D3. They either made it or didn't make it to retail WoW. Value. So, for example, before the paladins got that skill in WoW where they could summon a mount and ride, not outside, but during a raid, as it were, for a few seconds, that was implemented in Diablo 3 for the Crusader, and a lot of other things have been implemented there after being used in D3. So I guess it makes sense to treat this game as a, I don't know, beta server, PTR, whatever. But at the same time, like I said, there must be some sort of benchitification manager working at Microsoft responsible for making sure that no good idea is implemented in a game without first turning it into shit. It's like the job description must be something along the lines of, I don't know, you're not allowed to have fun. You're not allowed to allow players to have fun. If they like something, you need to fuck it up. Something like that. It's so far removed from the days of Diablo 1 and 2 that it's more of a walking simulator, really. It's partially why I never bought Diablo 4. It's just a reskinned Diablo 3. Well, reskinned and with a bunch of microtransactions. Another vision without primals. This is kind of well, saving this for the cow level. That's a pretty good way of triggering the portals, but gonna take a short break before I do that, so I'll be right back.
When virtue tarries, evil smiles. Evil does not rest. Neither should we.
Time is always moving. I should be too.
Right. Let's try the cow level, I suppose. There is a lot of density here, but it's not the density that's been the problem so far, rather the drops, as in no primal yet. And yeah, when I was talking about the delay earlier, this is the sort of stuff I mentioned. Like, if I click on this guy, a bunch of gold piles are going to start dropping, but check how long it takes. About 6 to 7 seconds. So that's like, why do I want to stop for 6 or 7 seconds, especially when you're talking about this pathetic amount of gold? It's not even something major. Same with the chests, as you can see, it took a long time for that legendary to drop. Yeah, they improved it a lot, but they didn't really go full out trying to fix things. I guess they were content to leave it as a dead game, as it were. Kind of the same thing with WoW. A lot of improvements could be made and should have been made, but they just can't be bothered, especially on Classic. I don't know about retail. I've not played retail since the first raiding tier in Legion. At least I think it was the first raiding tier. Can't even remember. It was that long ago. That was a similar story. It badly needed help because they had this retarded system in place where you would get random legendaries instead of the legendaries you actually needed. And when I say needed, I mean if you didn't have them, you were benched in the guild raid because the difference in power was just that large. Like, that made me rage quit retail forever. Haven't been back to retail since. Eventually they did fix the system and they allowed you to sort of buy the legendary you required, but by the time they'd done that, I had already lost my spot as a raider. And it wasn't, anything personal. It's like every other player in my class got the right legendary and I didn't, so it was a no-brainer to bring them to a raid. It was quite different from what you call classic raids were not nerfed. You actually needed good DPS to clear the raid, especially while you were still progressing through the whole thing. Of course, once it got on farm, it was a different issue, but I wasn't gonna hang around and wait for the guild to clear everything and then swoop in and attempt to get the best stuff. And it's the same with Classic WoW now. A lot of stuff is glaringly wrong, and no one can be bothered to fix it, so not exactly a huge surprise, is it? Still no primal. Wonder how long this is going to take. Because I did say I would let the stream run until I get the first double primal. And so far, no luck. But to be fair, yesterday I found like 6 primals in 20 minutes or something, so yeah, I suppose some days you get lucky and some other days, well, some other days are much like this one.
No disguises here.
Break beneath the endless tide. Your strength fails.
These enemies defy all reason.
Your strength fails. Break beneath the endless tide.
Just cleared the entire level 1 and no portal. That doesn't feel great, I have to say. Okay, well, there we go. The first portal. And I get my double primal in here. On the subject of primals, that's also something that's a bit screwed here. The rarity would be fine. I mean, it would be fine that it's 1 in 400 or whatever, but it would be fine if that item was actually perfect. It could still be, you know, random, like what you get as a primal, but when you do get it, it should be perfect. And that's not the case. Like there's plenty of, you can find plenty of primal items that are utter shit. So I don't know, maybe that should have been fixed as well. Take amulets, for example. Um, a perfect amulet would have a socket, 20% to some elemental damage, 10 crit, and 100 CHD. So, just my opinion, that's how they should all roll. Instead, you get primal ones, but they are actually the type of primal amulets that have, I don't know, one socket, life regen, I don't know, resource cost reduction, that sort of nonsense. So that's what I mean here. If you're gonna make a shit one, if you're going to have a really low chance of getting a legendary, a primal one, when you do get one, it should at the very least be perfect, and that's obviously not the case. They kind of screwed up with this game in the expansion, the so-called vanilla release, you know, which was up to level 60, was interesting to say the least. This one, not so much. The power creep became a serious thing, and not much else was added, as in good stuff. They did copy a bunch of stuff from Path of Exile, but by the time they did, it was a bit late. People had already given up and they had moved on to different games. I suppose they just couldn't replicate the quality, the ideas from Diablo 2 with a different team. Because that, for a while, was amazing. I suspect Path of Exile is better. I might give it a shot at some point, but they seemed to have gone towards the opposite end of the spectrum, making things way too complicated. From trading to that, I don't even know what to call it, talent tree, ascendancy tree, whatever the hell it's called. The way I see it, as a rule, yeah, so, generally speaking, if you need a third party tool to do something in game, then you've made things too complicated. So, I'm talking trading, I'm talking calculating your talents, ascendancy thing, whatever the hell that's called, because I honestly don't know. So if you need third-party tools for it, then you've made things way, way too complicated. And that's the case with PoE. I know there's some website where you can trade stuff. Can't remember what it's called, if I'm perfectly honest. I used it once, just once, and it wasn't super difficult to use or anything, but it was not really a pleasant experience either. It felt a bit cumbersome, a bit aged, shall we say, using that website. Some sort of PoE trading, I don't remember what it was called. And yeah, it felt like they fucked up. Because everything related to trading, as far as I'm concerned, you should be able to do that in game without dubbing or whatever. Think auction house, as it were. If you've got to go back to your browser and refresh and whatever, then we're back to the old days with JSP and whatnot. So at that point, you kind of fucked up. What's this? More Rift Guardians? Yeah. I was wondering where all the mobs were. One Guardian still missing. Okay, there she is. And one mob is missing. There. This is where I'd expect to get a primal. Because the vision did go deep enough, I think, but it doesn't look like I'm getting one in here either. Game is being pretty cheap. No, I fucked up. I opened the fucking thing before I made sure that I had enough room. Fortunately, I did have enough room. Just about. But yeah, that kind of sucked. What's this? Okay, we'll keep that for now. Who knows, maybe one day I'll feel like playing a necromancer. Probably not, but where was I? Was I in level 1? No. Level 2? Nope. 3 then. Yeah.
Your claws are revealed. A vicious strike.
come on. Where are those primals, brother? Hmm, doesn't feel particularly great. Yeah, Bloodmaw casually flying by again. The guy's like, fuck your gravity, boys. Okay, let's once again clear up the inventory. What an exciting thing to do, am I right? Ancient, and it does actually have Tempest Rush, so if I just reroll Vitality to 6 crit, it's a serious upgrade over mine. Yeah, we'll keep that. No problem. At least it's an upgrade. Well, I still have to go and get my what's it called? Whisper of Atonement, right? Oh shit, Goblin. Bad news. Not what you want to see in a vision, but here we are. That's pretty bad. I think I'm gonna go and try some GR 100 for this thing, because it's kind of boring to look for portals all the time, and by now I should have a serious number of GR keys from the visions. That's one good thing about it. They did add keys, because you do get those Rift Guardians in there, right? Like these guys, yeah. Well, 2 keystones, not too bad, am I right? Yeah, another one of those delays I mentioned. Like the guys just randomly landing after 10 seconds after you've already left the place. Like, come on, dude. Just spawn them straight away instead of wasting my time. Not a lot of space left. In fact, I'm pretty sure I'm full now. Yeah. Let's just go and identify this crap. Like one what? But I'm not sure what that means. Okay, let's save that for the next cow. Hmm. Is game BGM up? BGM. I don't know what BGM means. What does BGM mean? Sorry, I don't know what you mean, bro. If you can tell me what you mean, I'll try to respond, but I don't know what BGM means. Oh crap, we've got a goblin, it's the final level.
Feel the wrath of Yitan!
Oh, and what about now? You want to hear this volume, I guess. Let's see. Better this way? You wanted to hear the in-game volume? Okay. Where was I? The Festering Woods. Yeah, I think you should be able to hear the volume from the game now. The in-game sound.
Break beneath the endless tide. I am returning to town.
Okay, let's just do a quick lift, like 100 or something. Maybe we get a bit luckier there with primals. Because this one has been, with visions, I mean, it has been pretty bad.
Are you strong enough to...
The storm breaks.
Yeah, sure. If you wanted to hear it, absolutely fine. Most people don't really like the spam, the sound.
Feel the wrath of Utah. Your strength fails. Feel the wrath of Utah. This fight is over.
Screw it, let's finish on this level instead of going down another level.
The Rift Guardian has arrived.
No primal.
You have a gem.
I need
You look like you could use a new. Well, isn't that nice? What?
I cannot afford
I
that.
didn't even know I had that thing.
Your trial,
A glorious development.
you're imaginative, aren't you?
I haven't played since 2019. Yeah, I just started playing now in season 39, but I've not been playing since 2019. Everything, or almost everything, was super new to me until like 1 week ago. I don't know if I can check the character when it's been created. Heroes. Yeah, I don't actually know how to check when I created a character and whatever, but it's from about, I think, 1 week ago. And everything was new to me.
You are defeated. Ha! A vicious strike. Your flaws are revealed.
A well-deserved death.
Ha! A vicious strike. Break beneath the endless tide.
Oh, you're playing, what's it called, softcore? The thing is, I was playing hardcore in Diablo 2, so because of that, when I started with Diablo 3, I played hardcore here as well.
You are defeated. I must bless you. I am returning to town.
The, what you call, standard thing, I don't know, it just lacks something if you don't have anything on the line. For me, that is. If there's no risk of dying, I kind of feel like something's missing. You know what I mean? Goblin level.
Your claws are revealed.
Well, that's always nice.
I need to go back.
And yeah, once you start playing on hardcore, like I did a long time ago, it's very hard to go back to what you call standard playing. It's possible, it's just you kind of feel like something's always missing, something's not there, you know?
Brave beneath the endless tide. Your strength fails. Great beneath the endless tide. You are defeated.
What Demon Hunter? The Gear of Dreadlands? Because that's what I am thinking of trying. Or were you playing Unhallowed Essence multi-shot or what?
This fight is over.
I am actually saving a bit of gear to build a Demon Hunter, but I don't have all of it yet. When I go to town, I will actually check what I have. I think I've got like 3 set pieces, maybe? Not sure.
Feel the wrath of Utah.
Finally the double primal. It's shit, the mace and the sword, but it is a double primal, so...
I cannot carry more. I need to go back.
Echoes hostility. Yeah, it now goes up to level 125, I think. Yeah, take a look. 2 primals right here. Finally. But it's not just that. There is another change, the Altar of Rites. Are you familiar with it?
I don't like the look of that.
Your strength fails. Your flaws are revealed. Your strength fails. Can't carry anymore. I am returning to town.
Yeah, look at them. Primal, primal. They are shit, but they are primal.
I must lessen my burden. I am returning to town.
Yep, red 2 primals. That is what I was hunting for. Because now I can reroll some Vuko.
You are defeated. This fight is over. I am returning to town. I need to go back.
I like to think the world is safer now.
The storm breaks.
No, that never happened. Not as far as I know. Like what, ancient primal or something, but no, it never happened.
The storm breaks.
It's difficult enough to find primals anyway. But they did allow you to craft primals now. Don't know if you're aware of it. I'm actually gonna try that just in a moment.
You are defeated. Feel the wrath of Itar. I can't carry anymore. I can't carry anymore. I need to go back.
Okay, Sanmuko Ancient. Might keep them.
Our opponents may be strong, but I will not stand down.
Your strength fails. I cannot carry more. I need to go back.
Full inventory. Bye bye. Thanks for watching. See you. Dal Russia.
I need to go back.
That's nice. Should keep this for a demon hunter, maybe, instead of that. Well, who knows?
I've got some.
Okay. So I found a couple of primals for the day. Now let's see if I can craft something useful. 890. Shit.
I'm not as bad as I look. Really. Stop. What?
Small minds, small goals. I don't judge. You're imaginative, aren't you? Yes, I see. You're imaginative, aren't you? If that's what you want. You're imaginative, aren't you?
Ah, fuck. That's too fucking bad. Oh well, next time maybe. No big deal. So yeah, it took a long time to find those primals, and I don't know, I still need a couple of them just for this recipe, because 2 primals would be 110. ashes, it would allow me to re-roll that amulet 2 more times. So yeah, I'll do that next time, and until then, see you guys around.